Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. It's a damn fine day to talk about a book, and today we are here for a book review, and we're going to talk about Brother by Ania Ahlborn. I really like this book. 4 star ish, higher than 4 stars probably. I don't know, but 4 star liked this book. It's my second Alborn read, having done The Devil Crept in the last few months. So these are the only two I've done. I mean, of course, I have goals to do them all. I've got another one called Within These Walls that I got for Christmas that I'll be reading probably in the next couple months and slowly uh, picking up the rest of her work. But for me, um, both of these books were pretty damn extreme. I mean, for mainstream, big bookstore, big bookshelf horror. I mean, I'm not super well versed in that, but I'm talking along the lines of the people that you see there, the Josh Mallermans, the Paul Tremblays, the people like that. I mean, there may be other stuff there that is making the shelves at, like, say, a Barnes and Noble that is extreme like this, but this is really extreme. This is dark. Um, there's not a lot of hope in these books. There's not, for lack of a better way of putting it, there's not a lot of survivors. Don't really get attached to your characters because Ania will rip the rug out from under you. Now, this book had a shit ton of twists. The cool thing is that I picked up on a couple of them. Like, I knew a couple were coming, but there were levels to that, and I did not foresee the extra levels. So while I was kind of thinking, I don't know, maybe that was on purpose. Maybe some of those were telegraphed so that I'd be thinking, oh, okay, so that's it, and I already got that one figured out. And then so when the other shit happened, it was like, oh, okay. So let's read a little synopsis because based on the synopsis, I can kind of get a feeling for what I can talk about and what I can't, and yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, really digging Alborn's work. Looking forward to the next one at this point. So, all right. From the best-selling indie horror author Ania Ahlborn comes this brand new novel of terror of a young man determined to break from his family's unconventional and deeply disturbing traditions. Deep in the heart of Appalachia stands a crooked farmhouse miles from any road the Morrows keep to themselves, and it's served them well so far. When girls go missing off the side of the highway, the cops don't knock on their door, which is a good thing, seeing as to what's buried in the Morrows' backyard. But 19-year-old Michael Morrow isn't like the rest of his family. He doesn't take pleasure in the screams that echo through the trees. Michael pines for normalcy, and he's sure that someday he'll see the world beyond West Virginia. When he meets Alice, a pretty girl working at a record shop in a small nearby town of Dahlia, he's immediately smitten. For a moment, he nearly forgets about the monster he's become. But his brother Rebel is all too eager to remind Michael of his place. So, you got a bit of kind of like, I don't know, House of a Thousand Corpses. The Hills Have Eyes. West Virginia, a family lives off the beaten path and abducts and kills women. In this family, there is a husband, a wife. Rebel's the older brother. There are two sisters, and there is Michael. Michael is our main character. We come to find out pretty early that the Michael is not blood. He was abducted himself at a young age and kind of brought into the family. And there's a level of innocence to him. He's not really, he's involved in the abductions with his brother Rebel, but he's not really involved in the killing. But he is the one that that handles the corpses afterwards. There is it's not just murder. There's cannibalism, and yeah, I mean, really, I just don't think there's a ton more that I can tell you. But Michael lives in this world, and for me, like it, while it's West Virginia, while it's out in the country, while these people are killing people, it doesn't feel like your normal. I mean, I guess I don't think anybody here in this house is super educated, but what I'm saying, it doesn't feel like your normal uneducated rednecks killing people. It probably is, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have that feel to it. But I mean, no one is safe. If at the end of the day, the mother is our real psychopath, is our real heartless, soulless killer, and most of that has I guess trickled down to Rebel, the older brother, but everyone else, while not innocent because it's happening, they're kind of somewhat bystanders. I mean, the two sisters, the father, even um, his involvement in the violence is at least somewhat minimal. So you've got a mother that's really driving all of this, and so if she doesn't get what she needs, which is a new kill ever so often, then everyone's at risk, right? I mean, because look, the sisters are at risk, and so on and so forth. So really, Michael kind of goes along with this to protect his sister, but he just doesn't. He doesn't really have a choice either. I mean, at some point, he's probably old enough to, I guess, talk back, rebel, try to change the way things are going with him. But, by that point, he's been so far, he's so far gone, right? Like he's been so, not brainwashed because he still understands that it's wrong and it's not right, but he's been so far pulled into the mix that there's really not a way out, and until they go to this record store, and he meets this girl, and there's two girls that work there, and Rebel's kind of got some interest in one, and Michael's got interest in the other, and that kind of blossoms into a I guess a young romance type situation. Of course, Michael has no idea how to really act out in the world. I mean, he's not, he hasn't gone to like public schools or anything. I mean, anything that he knows, he's learned there on the farm, and so that blossoms into something, and you can tell where it's going. I could tell where it's going, but you can't tell the full extent of it. That is the gist. I mean, we don't have two killers that are just going to continue doing what they do, and just have two normal relationships on the side, right? So it is extreme. It really is, and I don't know, um, I don't know why it came off that way. Again, I think sometimes again when a book is published by Simon and Schuster, you I go into it a little bit, I guess, not expecting that level of stuff. So sometimes when that stuff happens, I'm like, wow, I didn't really see it going that dark, but yeah, it's a really, really cool book. Again, don't fall in love with your characters. Everyone is in danger. There are knives and axes, and like I said, cannibalism. Don't eat the stew. Don't do it. And this is Brother by Ania Ahlborn. 4 stars for me. Now the question is, do I like Brother better, or do I like The Devil Crept In better? And I don't know. I really don't know. I think Brother takes a little edge over The Devil Crept In, but it's so little that it might be just the fact that I just read this one and I read Devil Crept In, 3 months ago or whatever. But they're both solid, really, really good horror books. They're both different, you know, quite different as far as theme goes. So yeah, really interested in Within These Walls. I think is the next one I have, and getting some more. So 4 stars, brother Ania Ahlborn. This is Well Red Beard. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.